Hey there, fellow wanderers. Welcome back to Traveluptuous, where we bring you the hottest travel destinations.
And when we say hot, we mean it. Today, we're covering the 50 top destinations in the USA in about 11 minutes, so buckle up for a truly quick-fire list. Also, check the links in the description for flights, hotels, rental cars, and some serious discounts through Vacabee. Who doesn't love a good deal, right?
Right, let's start off with our first category. You ready, Mike?
As ready as I'll ever be. New York City?
Yes. First up, the Big Apple, New York City, landmarks galore, Times Square, Statue of Liberty, Broadway. Plus, you've got enough museums to keep you busy for, well, ever.
Next, Louisiana, or as I like to call it, the land of influencers and endless traffic. If you get tired of the glitz, just hit the beach and pretend you're a local.
Ah, Chicago, the Windy City, known for its architecture, museums, and deep dish pizza. Also, you can catch a view from the Willis Tower and ask yourself why it's not still called the Sears Tower.
San Francisco, home of the Golden Gate Bridge and Alcatraz, where you can ponder which would take longer, the swim back to shore or finding affordable housing in the city. And don't forget to ride those iconic cable cars if you're into vintage public transport.
Vegas, baby. Casinos, live shows, and regret. Lots of regret. And when you need a break from the neon, there's always a day trip to the Grand Canyon.
Washington, D.C. Monuments, museums, and a political history so intense it'll make your brain do a filibuster. Plus, it's one of the few places where you can get lost in a Smithsonian and not feel bad about it.
Miami. Beaches, nightlife, and Art Deco. It's the city that's always on vacation, even if you aren't. And don't leave without tasting a proper Cuban sandwich. Your taste buds will thank you.
Lastly, Austin. Live music, BBQ, and a vibe so chill it makes your uncle's lazy boy look like a treadmill. It's also home to some of the best food trucks, so come hungry.
All right, time to unplug and take a deep breath of fresh air. National parks, here we come.
First up, the Grand Canyon. Or as I like to call it, Earth's largest oops, I dropped my shovel moment. Whether you hike it, raft it, or just stare at it, it's a bucket list experience.
Yellowstone, geysers, wildlife, and geothermal features that make you feel like you've wandered onto another planet. And yes, Old Faithful really does go off like clockwork, so have your camera ready.
Yosemite, majestic waterfalls, cliffs, and a chance to see more wildlife than you ever wanted near your picnic. Don't forget to check out Half Dome. Climbing it is optional, but Instagramming it is mandatory.
Zion National Park. It's got red rock formations and hikes so beautiful you'll forgive the fact you're sweating through 3 layers of sunscreen. And Angel's Landing might just be the most epic hike in the country, if you're not afraid of heights.
The Great Smoky Mountains, foggy, mysterious, and so full of wildlife you might think you're an extra in a Disney movie. Plus, it's the most visited national park in the country, so you know it's gotta be good.
And Glacier National Park. Pristine, remote, and perfect for hikers who just want to get away from literally everything, including cell service. Pro tip, the Going to the Sun Road is one of the most scenic drives you'll ever take.
Surf's up, Jenna. Time for some waves, sun, and a whole lot of SPF 100.
Maui, Hawaii. The land of beaches, volcanoes, and more Instagram-worthy sunsets than you can shake a coconut at. Whether you're chilling on the sand or driving the road to Hana, it's paradise.
Honolulu, Waikiki Beach, Diamond Head, and enough cultural experiences to make you consider moving there. Don't miss out on the luau, because who doesn't love roast pig and hula dancing?
Key West, Florida, sun, sand, and plenty of quirky charm. Also chickens. A lot of chickens. They're basically residents, so don't be surprised if one joins you for lunch.
Big Sur, dramatic cliffs, Pacific views, and hairpin turns that'll make you question your driving skills and your life choices. The scenery is so stunning, you might not even notice you're low on gas.
Cape Cod, classic New England vibes, lighthouses, and enough seafood to make your wallet and your waistband cry. But the lobster rolls alone are worth the trip.
Outer Banks, quiet beaches, shipwrecks, and the perfect spot to pretend you're a pirate. Bonus, you can even visit where the Wright brothers first flew, soar into history.
Okay, history buffs, this one's for you. Ready to get your learn on?
New Orleans, home to jazz, voodoo, and beignets. Basically, it's a cultural explosion that'll leave you full of food and stories. Don't miss Mardi Gras if you like catching beads and losing your dignity.
Ah, Savannah. The southern charm is so thick you can practically see it. Beautiful squares, old streets, and more moss than a forest. Also, it's haunted. Just saying.
Charleston, cobblestone streets, historic homes, and food that'll make you reconsider every other meal you've ever eaten. Plus, if you love learning about the Civil War, you're in the right place.
Philadelphia, the Liberty Bell, Independence Hall, and the birthplace of freedom. Also, cheesesteaks. So, priorities, just don't ask for ketchup.
Mount Rushmore, 4 giant presidents carved into a mountain. Because why just sign a document when you can immortalize yourself in stone? It's basically the OG of presidential selfies.
Let's get our adrenaline pumping. Who's ready for adventure?
Lake Tahoe, skiing, hiking, and water sports. Perfect if you want to go from snow to sunburn in 24 hours. And after you've worked up a sweat, take a dip in that crystal clear lake.
Jackson Hole, Wyoming, skiing, hiking, and a gateway to the Grand Tetons. The views will knock your socks off, if you remembered to pack any.
Sedona, red rocks, vortexes, and a spiritual retreat vibe so strong, even your chakras are booking flights. Seriously, the landscape here feels otherworldly.
Anchorage, northern lights, wildlife, and the reminder that wilderness isn't just an app on your phone. If you've ever wanted to see a moose casually walking down the street, this is your town.
Aspen, Colorado, world-class skiing and the type of luxury that makes you wonder how you can afford it, until you realize you can't. But hey, the people watching is free.
Crater Lake, a volcano that collapsed and turned into a lake. If that's not a glow-up, I don't know what is. Fun fact, it's the deepest lake in the US, so don't drop anything in there.
Next stop, Orlando. Theme parks like Walt Disney World and Universal Studios, where you'll spend more time waiting in lines than riding rides. Pro tip: pack comfortable shoes and lots of patience.
San Diego, beaches, zoos, and family fun that'll make your kids smile and your wallet cry. Plus, it's home to the famous San Diego Zoo, where even the animals seem to be living their best lives.
Hershey, Pennsylvania, where the air literally smells like chocolate. If you're not already drooling, check your pulse. And yes, there's a chocolate-themed amusement park, so this trip is a win-win.
San Antonio, the Alamo, the Riverwalk, and so many family-friendly spots you'll forget you're learning history. Take a boat ride down the Riverwalk and feel like you're in Venice. Sort of.
Minneapolis, museums, parks, and the Mall of America. You could literally spend a week in the mall and still not find all the Cinnabons. Plus, there's an indoor amusement park, so let your inner child run wild.
For all the music lovers out there, Nashville is the place to be. Country music, honky-tonks, and cowboy boots as far as the eye can see. And don't forget to visit the Grand Ole Opry. It's a must.
Cleveland, home to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You can literally stand where the greats once stood, and maybe air guitar your way through history. Plus, the Cleveland vibe is seriously underrated.
And Santa Fe, New Mexico. Art galleries, festivals, and Native American culture. It's like stepping into a painting, but with better food. Seriously, the art scene here is next level.
Let's not forget the seasonal stuff. First up, New England in the fall. Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine. The foliage is so beautiful it makes every Instagram filter jealous. And the cider donuts, to die for.
Ski resorts at Lake Tahoe. When you're tired of the beach, hit the slopes. It's winter wonderland vibes with après-ski hot chocolate or wine. No judgment.
Aspen in the winter. If you like snow, more snow, and enough glamour to make you wish you owned a fur coat, this is your spot. Don't forget to take a ride on a snowcat if you want to feel fancy.
Spring in Savannah, azaleas in bloom, historic charm, and a pleasant reminder that you should probably get outside more often. If you're lucky, you might catch one of the many spring festivals.
Fall in the Great Smoky Mountains. The fall colors here are so vivid. You'll think you walked into a Bob Ross painting. Except there's way more happy trees, and a lot more tourists.
And finally, Death Valley in the spring. When the wildflowers bloom, it's a rare desert miracle that makes the term death seem a little harsh. Bring water, lots of water.
Now let's talk about the hidden gems, the places you haven't been to yet, but should.
Cumberland Island, Georgia. Secluded beaches, wild horses, and ruins that look straight out of a fairy tale. It's so peaceful, you'll wonder why more people don't know about it.
White Sands National Park, New Mexico. Giant white dunes in the middle of the desert. It's like walking on powdered sugar, minus the calories. And sliding down those dunes, totally worth it.
Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore, Michigan. Multicolored sandstone cliffs and water so blue you'll wonder if someone spilled Gatorade in Lake Superior. Perfect for kayaking or just staring in awe.
Marfa, Texas. It's got art, it's got mystery lights, and it's so quirky you'll wonder if it's a dream or an alien encounter. The art installations alone are worth the trip.
Last but not least, Door County, Wisconsin. Quaint villages, cherry orchards, and scenic lakeside views. It's the kind of place where you can just chill for once. Plus cherry pie. Need I say more?
And that, my friends, is all 50 destinations. Whether you're looking for adventure, culture, relaxation, or an epic Instagram post, we've got you covered.
Remember to check those links in the description for the best deals on flights, hotels, and rentals. And of course, don't forget about those Vacabee discounts. You deserve that vacation.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep adventuring, and keep dreaming big.
Happy travels! Haha.